So, what up? This is probably going to go on YouTube, I'm imagine. So, I'm starting a new vision of a different Monte Carlo build of these fifth gens. As you've seen, the garbage cans in the way. As you've seen, I did that one. That one's on my um, channel, and I didn't really cover it a whole lot, but it was quite the um, extensive body work hours build, I guess you could say. But and I had picked that up for, it took me, well, I'd had it for 4 years, and I picked it up for a couple $100 and just went to town with it. So it was kind of like paved the way on knowing these cars as well as I know them. I firmly believe that I know these cars pretty well. I mean, heck, I reverse engineered the SLP grill to sell and actually use myself as well. So this new build here is basically a car that I picked up for $400. Oh yeah, it's probably been 2 years ago. And I'm basically applying all the mods that I had applied to the blue one. The only thing that I probably won't do that I want to do, but I don't want a stupid amount of hours. And I may end up, the more I look at it, the more I can see myself just doing it. Basically weld that up, delete the trunk key. But the thing is, with this car here, it had everything that I've ever, all the stuff that I looked for with the other car to make it what I wanted it. Was basically standard issue on this one. Came stock with them. I mean, granted, so far, I had buffed the car one time when I first got it. It was still on the trailer. The wheels are on my kid's car now. I had 16s, but it's the common stuff like this here. This will have to be cut all out, and then I'll form a patch panel and weld that in. But obviously the rockers will be kind of junk, but the framing aspect, I've actually C-channeled a lot of the frames over the years, because the important part is where the control arm goes. That's attached to just right beside the, I guess, structural part of the unibody that you would call like a frame rail. But and I actually had this one up in there, and I had seen some guys on YouTube rear driving conversion on these cars, and I'm not gonna lie, been kind of looking around thought about doing a rear drive LS on this one here, because the more I look at it, the more like a F body, third gen F body rear end, or third or fourth gen rear end would go in there pretty easily, because it's just the control arms and a panhard and a torque arm. And then of course the top part where your springs are at and shocks, but that's all pretty easily fabricated. So I guess the only thing that I've done, like I said, I pulled it in 2 days ago, and this one will be, I've already put the 07 spoiler on. I had the roof rails on from Grand Prix, 40th anniversary Grand Prix. It's kind of a nice little mod, as we all know, with the W bodies. It's got the sill plates that aluminum sill plates on it that I mill, Monte Carlo SS in there. It's got Monte Carlo floor mats that I picked up cheap. It's all black leather. And then, I eliminate this quarter panel Monte Carlo SS, and then I do like the 06-7 style. I really like that style. I like the front clip on these cars as well, but I really love the SS positioning on it. So yeah, went with that. I may do red overlay sticker. But the vision with this car basically is red and black and silver. Um, uh, the car basically, like I said, came with already had the high sport ground effects on it, and I had removed that. So I'm prepping those. They're good. Those were black. Everything was black. Everybody likes that murdered out, all blacked out. I'm not a fan of that. So essentially, what I end up doing, uh, like I said, I'm gonna do the high sport silver. Basically, it's that OEM color is real close to this wheel silver, and I'm gonna do the vet wheels like I did on the blue one. That just seems to be a really nice wheel. These tires are a little bit tall. And a pretty aggressive tire, but I bought some Camaro wheels and basically steel wheels just to get these tires. They're 18s, of course, but so yeah, basically I do this car. Basically, it needs a new motor. So I've got basically everything done to pull the motor except for all the under stuff. So as it's on the lift, I'm gonna get that all undone, and then while it's on the lift, I'm doing all the stuff that I wanted to do on the car as far as a layout. So the vision on this car basically is, excuse me, what's going to happen is I'm going to have an 1/8 inch. I'd like a 16th, but I can't find a 16th. But I'm going to do a red. Of course, I added this tonight. Pretty nice product. I actually cut decals myself, but I didn't have this file. So I just said screw it, and this set of decals are $70 for this, so it's kind of money well spent, just due to the fact that they're correct positioning and things like that. So, but what I want to do I like to do stuff that nobody's ever seen before, and just kind of make it, the car unique. Obviously the paint is really like just incredible condition. So, like I said, I had cut and buffed the other side and some of this already. So, but basically, I do a lot of driving with these cars. So they're sitting out in the sun, especially with the black. I mean, this thing is going to see a lot of sun, and I don't like that, but it is what it is. So the thinking is, since this quarter needs work, I'm going to do the metal work, of course, and do that body work, which shouldn't take too long, like a day or so. But and then that'll be prepped, and then I'm basically gonna mask this whole quarter, all the way up to to there, and then I'll just Scotch Brite it all. And then what I'm gonna do that's kind of unique is, uh, I like this checkerboard flag pattern, but when I want to do some contrast with it, I'm gonna do some red pinstripe. I'm gonna take all these curves. So basically, I looked at it, and you want a flowing line. So I'm going to start here. Anything that's a curve, keep going. And then once it gets to a straight, and then you see a curve again, I'm just going to drop it back down. And then so on. So essentially what's going to happen is the flag decal will be outlined with red pinstripe. That there. And then what I'm going to do back here is I have the file as well. I don't know. I may do one of two things. One, like I designed a file for my kid that has on the pace curves where it's reaching. His hand is hanging on here, and then he's just kind of strung out, holding on to the trunk lid kind of deal. Thought about doing that file in a red and silver pinstripe, just like so it matches the side. Nothing solid. It's just all outlined. Or just do like Taz above the SS. So after I do all the vinyl work, then I'm just gonna wet sand and Scotch Brite all this, which this is actually pretty dull. I Scotch Brighted all of where the decal is going to be put. So the rest of the quarter panel. So the goal is I'm going to clear over each panel where all the vinyl's at. That way it's kind of sealed up. Because for me, years of service and not have to mess with it, and you just go to the car wash, throw a wash on it and detail it, spend an hour detailing it, and go cruising, and she looks pretty sweet. So that's kind of the goal for the car. Obviously, the heads or the engine, I'm in charge of the motor, so uh, um, all the intake, anything that can be ported, of course I do. I've done that over the years. That used to be my bread and butter. So I end up porting the heads, doing the valve job, and then porting the upper intake and lower intake. May put 1.9 rockers on it. I don't know yet. And then I'll put a tune on it because I have a tuner that will tune the. I can put a base tune on it and go from there. And watch fuel trims and things like that. And then the roof rails are going to be silver, the wheel silver. So I think it'll be pretty cool. It'll look like a pace car, but that's really not the goal. It's like I'm trying to capture some of that feel, I guess, but just keep it unique as well. Like you said, like I was saying, the high sport is all black. I just got to pull that off. But the fender up on this side is kind of rough, so I'm going to try to correct that or dent repair, the best I can on that. And then I'm going to also build another hood like that. It's on the blue one. It's that, basically that's that anniversary special Camaro, hood. So ton of hours in it, but I think on the next one, usually the next one to go a lot quicker. So I'm going to do that same hood on here. And then of course I'm going to do the mods that I do with the halo parking lights, do all the grill mesh on all the cutouts up front, and then in the back where the high sport ground effect is, all the openings on that, right there, all those openings there. I'll have I'm smoking everything back here. I want to put 0607 tails on it, but if I can't find any cheap, I'll probably smoke these tails until I get those because I like those lights better. But yeah, that high sport will have grill mesh behind those openings and just kind of look good. And then pull these tips off and put the oval tips on that I did on the blue car. So yeah, I'm hoping it won't take as long as the other car, but yeah, we'll see, I guess. We'll get this. To me is the hard part. The engine work is kind of the easy stuff, so I want to get all the like major appearance stuff done on the car, and then I can focus on the engine. Because after that, because I know when I get the motor done and get it in, I'm gonna want to go take it for a spin and I'm not gonna want to do all this stupid, because I got to cut that all out and weld panels in there too. But yeah, I just think this car definitely is worth saving, just like the other one was. But it's definitely in better shape. Although the blue car didn't have to, it was $200, but I was capitalized on what I paid for it. Just, I don't know, just for shock factor, I guess. But the blue car I didn't have to do all this. It was still had pretty good metal in there, and even a majority of the rocker. And this thing is just freaking, yeah. It was, you touch it, and it'd fall off. It was pretty bad. So, but structurally, frame rail looks pretty good. So, like I said, I get these flags on tonight on the backs and waiting on the red pinstripe to come that I want. But I always thought it was a pet peeve of mine. I see a lot of these guys put this stuff on and they don't pay attention to alignment, and it's really critical for me that goes to that top, that top body line. Just keep everything consistent. And once you do that, then that wheel arch comes out just dang near perfect. So Yeah. Kind of wished I had the file to cut my own, but this will probably be the only one I'll ever do, so it's kind of irrelevant unless I want to sell them. And to me, that's not really a huge thing right now. So, well, thanks for watching. Bye.